This morning on Capitol Hill, lawmakers facing a 2-week deadline. Strike a deal or the federal government shuts down. A long-term funding deal looks difficult with deep divides over cuts to health care, education, public service programs. Republicans say the budget prioritizes rural hospitals, but Democrats say the opposite. Joining me now is Oklahoma Senator James Lankford. He has introduced the Prevent Government Shutdowns Act, designed to keep federal agencies open even when Congress misses a deadline. Senator, always good to see you, sir. Thanks for hopping on.
Good to see you as well. Yeah, good to see you as well.
You have called shutdowns a failure of Congress. You've offered up this legislation multiple times over the years. This kind of seems like one of those things everybody should be on board with. Why haven't you gotten the support needed to pass it yet?
It's always interesting as we get close to a shutdown. There's the fight over all the different issues, which should be there. We're $37 trillion in debt. We should have budget fights in Congress. The American people do want to see this solved. But as we get closer, the issues, we fight about those particular budget issues, and then we just move on and forget we just had a shutdown or approach a shutdown. I'm trying to take that off the table and to be able to focus in on, let's have the fight about the $37 trillion. Let's have the fight about the budget, but let's not have government shutdowns hanging overhead. That hurts the American people. It hurts our reputation globally. So the bill is very simple. We stay in session 7 days a week. We can't do bills other than the appropriation bills. So it locks us in our room and fight it out until we can get it done. But everyone else in the country is held harmless.
As you know, critics of the bill are worried that this act would mean automatic cuts to federal funding that would harm critical programs by forcing them to operate at a reduced budget for an extended period of time, weaken congressional power. What's your response to that?
Yeah, it doesn't do any of those things. It's always nice to be able to see the social media criticism on it and how false it really is. It actually keeps budgets exactly where they are. Okay. So it doesn't reduce the budget at all, and it pushes us to actually do the appropriation bills, the work that actually should have been done by September the 30th. So we have 12 appropriation bills that have to be passed by the House and by the Senate, conference together, and then signed by the president on it. So far, the Senate has passed 3 of those. The House has passed 2 of those. We've got a long way to be able to go in a very short time to get there. So we have to be able to do what's called a continuing resolution, keep the government open. Let's continue to have the fight on the budget issues, but hold the American people harmless. They shouldn't go through all the drama of it. We should be experiencing the pain of it, not the American people.
Of course, one of the big stories of the summer was the Texas walkout, Democrats breaking quorum to avoid a vote on map redistricting. Would this piece of legislation keep lawmakers from being able to do that in states across the country, or 2 separate issues?
Yeah, wouldn't affect states across the country. It would only affect members of the United States Congress. House and Senate and our staff would be prohibited from traveling, and we would have to be in session 7 days a week. There's a quorum call every single day to be able to make sure we're staying in session. We continue to be able to negotiate out. As simple as I can make this, when my brother and I would fight at home when we were growing up, my mom would say to us, the 2 of you need to go to your room. You have the argument over there. Don't hurt the rest of the family with your argument. Yeah. As simple as it is, it's just that. Congress needs to have the argument. The American people expect us to do the hard work of solving this. We need to go to our spot, have the argument, hold the rest of the family harmless.
Yeah, y'all deal with it upstairs. Mom is busy, okay? Downstairs. RFK Jr. will be testifying in the front, in the hot seat today in front of the Senate Finance Committee. You'll be there. This, of course, in the wake of the big CDC shakeup last week, where Director Menarez was fired, then several leaders resigned. What do you hope to get out of him today?
I would hope that he's going to walk in, he's going to explain what's happening at CDC, what has happened, what was the problem, and what they plan to be able to do. The American people trust the CDC and the work that they do, the science that comes out of that. It's very important. So I would expect he would talk about that. I expect there'll be questions about vaccines. It's never ending on this conversation, though. He's been very clear on MMR and multiple vaccines and his support for those in the childhood schedule. He's been very supportive of those. I'm sure that will come up again. We'll talk about things like agriculture and glyphosate and Roundup is what is often called, and what he's expecting on that, about childhood nutrition, his focus there about health and the health of our children, which is exceptionally important. He's talked a lot about healthier foods in schools, healthier foods in even prisons and hospitals. So I think all those things will come up today, and we'll have a lot of questions.
I got to end it there, but Oklahoma Senator James Lankford will be watching closely. Thanks, as always, for taking the time, sir.
You bet. Good to see you again.
You too.